Praise the Emperor! Praise the Emperor! Kill the heretic! Kill the heretic needs to be. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that's how you kill an orc. Oh, hello there. I'm reading a book. I'm reading a book like normal imperial stuff, I would say, but it's because today we are playing a game called Hello everyone, Venris here, and today, as you saw, we're playing Darktide. I'm checking the Darktide because, this is a good time, I think. There was tons of updates to the game, and a lot of you were also recommending the game. But first and foremost, the most important thing with this is the video sponsored by Microsoft Game Pass. Game Pass, if you don't know, is a great subscription for the games that for paying a price that is way lower than most of the games right now. You have tons of games like Darktide, Starfield, and tons of more games. If you have time, if you like playing games, there is no better deal than the Game Pass, so be sure to check it by. Darktide, this is like a very long story in my life, really, but not only linking to the Darktide, but the Fatshark itself. If you don't know, Darktide is a game made by Fatshark, and they are doing the Left 4 Dead style games for quite some time. First of all, the biggest game that was the most popular was, of course, Vermintide, the first game in Warhammer Fantasy. Quite a good game. I was not that big fan of it, never sank into it, but I sank into the second game. Why? Because of the several reasons. First of all, I had like a cross promotion with Fatshark at the time because I was doing the mod to the Warhammer 2, and it was called Vermintide. It was making that scavens are more and more as a threat for the world, and you need to find them more often. And the guys from the Fatshark were extremely nice. They even gave several keys to us, and we had a giveaway for SFO patrons and so on. And Vermintide as a game was very fun with friends. The second game, but problem of this game was that it was really lacking the content. Tons of content that was promised on the release was given to the game after many years. So the game right now, Vermintide 2, is a very good game. I recommend it, but for this game to get to this point, it took way too long, in my opinion. And we are moving right now to the Darktide. I played it quite a bit on Game Pass recently, and Emperor protects, let's face it. Game in terms of immersion is amazing. This is the best immersive Warhammer 40k game. I'm a big 40k game geek. As you saw, I have a manual for Dark Heresy, so this is like a paper tabletop RPG. And recently with my friends, we finished a year-long campaign in Dark Heresy with our Inquisitors, and it was quite amazing. I'm a game master in those stuff, by the way, so I wrote a campaign, and it was really, really fun. Maybe a topic for another video. But getting back to the Darktide, it's amazing. It's just take a look on this video.
People of Tarsa, hear me. We are the Mobian Six, returned and redeemed. Their chains no longer bind us. Their bastions can no longer hold us. Once we were lost, like you, blinded by faith and acceptance. Only when our eyes were opened did we truly see the lies for what they were. We are your sons. We are your daughters. We have come home. It is our solemn pledge to bring about a new and glorious age of freedom and prosperity. Join us and cast off the falsehood.
The quality here, the pure immersion of Warhammer 40k is amazing. But what about the gameplay? What about the game itself? did it change since the release? Because I played the game in closed beta and then open beta when it was on Steam just before the release a year ago. And being fully honest, it was fun with a friend. The gameplay was cool. It had a lot of problems. There were freezing, lags, and so on. But the gameplay itself was great. But besides that, there was really no progression. Everything was RNG in terms of weapons, crafting, and so on. It was very stale, I would say, and we decided that we are not buying the game, and I never bought it. So right now I had the opportunity to play the full game on Game Pass, and I have to say the game is way better. There is content. First of all, in terms of actual gameplay, so you go against hordes of heretics. It's amazing. Yeah, it's meaty, it sounds great, it's really feeling Warhammer 40k. You feel the punch, you feel the power, like everything here is just praise the Emperor. Praise the Emperor, that I can say. What about the progression? Like when you finish the game, you finish the combat, you go to your ship, and here it's better. It's better. There is a less RNG in terms of items, which is good. There is some basic crafting, but I would not say it's amazing. I don't know if it changes in the end game. I didn't play so much, but a big thing in terms of progression that was added is like a talents tree. So each of the 4 classes, so Psyker, Sharpshooter, Zealot, and Ogryn have own talent tree, and those talent tree allow you to customize your character in many ways, at least from what I saw. And I played Psyker, and I made him on lighting, so I'm like a crowd control character, and it was really fun. I wonder how it works on the end game, and when the game goes more and more and further into those territories. So as I said, in terms of the game itself, the progression is better, but being fully honest, as I really like what I had fun with the game, I think that the game is still lacking some kind of like a meaningful progression. This was also the biggest problem for me in Vermintide 2, that besides like doing those missions, you don't have a feeling of progressing anything. In Vermintide it was way better. Why? Because there was like story arc that you were going through the missions. Yeah, of course you can do the missions randomly, and most people, that's how they were doing it. But at least there was a story. There was missions that were for the bosses, like especially, and you had a whole history with those characters. Here the characters are more generic. You're just creating it. The big positive is that everyone can play Psychers, everyone can play Ogres, and etc. That was the problem in Vermintide, that they were not able to play 4 dwarves, things like that, because I was dwarf main, of course. But yeah, this is a bit different. They added tons of new cutscenes, the one that you saw, and they are very immersive, but there is no feeling of actual progression with the story, and I don't feel linked with the characters. Yeah. Other thing is that levels, as Fat Shark is very good in making levels. I felt that they were very samey, very similar to each other, and they were not as unique as they were in Vermintide. Of course, there are some nice situations like here with the cathedral that you just find in the middle of the city. It's like medieval times in sci-fi universe, so those moments are great, but overall I didn't feel that the levels were interesting enough and changing the gameplay and how the game feels. Yeah, so that's a small grip, I would say. So this is my opinion about the game, but what about you? Few months ago I asked about Darktide on Twitter. It was Twitter back then, and those are your comments. You'd better off with Vermintide 2, to be honest. I'd stay away from the crap that is Darktide, please. It's just a reskin of Vermintide 2. I think Vermintide 2 has a lot more content and more interesting maps though. Not the best, not the worst, but what about today? I asked just before this video and the comments were a bit better. Very nice game, shame my PC can't run it. Even with the big update, the game just feels off to me. Build diversity is a lot better. I have 3-4 builds for each class that I perfected and gonna switch between. Auric is pure chaos and mayhem and has become the only mode I play. Crafting is still the crap, but thankfully I already have basically every roles that I want. The music, especially that one assassination mission boss music. Oh, and the build diversity is really nice right now. I ain't commenting on this because I don't wanna be in the video about it. Oh, shit. But overall, I would say Vermintide is a very interesting game, and there is really no better time to try it right now because it's on like Game Pass, and especially if you have a Game Pass, there is no reason for you to do not try it. And if you like Warhammer 40k and you praise the Emperor, there is no better reason to do it right now. You need to do it because, let's face it, it's better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself. Praise the Emperor. You really thought this is the end of the video? Like, really? Really? I didn't talk, I didn't praise one thing that this game does amazing. Like, exceptionally amazing. And this one thing, I won't tell anything more. Just hear it out.